Hi, all you RPG podcast fans. My name is Neil Kelly. I play the role of Otto von Niederschläger, a strong-blooded dwarf bounty hunter and fey sorcerer in Tales from the 20 Side. Download it now from your favourite podcasting platform, and if you're impressed, please leave us a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, as it's now known. Thank you very much. Enjoy the podcast.
Previously on Tales from the 20 Side.
Your timely arrival seems to have helped turn the tide.
I punch straight through its head, and then I say, chill out.
Burn in hell.
Rokar approaches you all and says, "Thanks for your assistance there, gents. And lady, what a surprise to see you back here." Tenpenny gets up from the table and she begins to lead you out of the lodge. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom. I am your Games Master, running you through this adventure and many others. I'm joined once again by our regular cast members of Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Alright.
And Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Hello. Well, it's another lockdown session. It's going to be good. We've already talked about it enough today, so we're going to stop. We're just going to get straight back into what we're doing here. Unless, of course, anyone has any announcements they need to make before we get going.
My bread is looking pretty good.
Your bread is looking
It's
pretty
proofing in the fridge. I just checked it when we took a break, and it's looking great.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to seeing the next round of food porn you post when it's finished. I think it was the offcut you made the other day, and you turned it into a pizza. That looked so good.
Oh yeah, fried the discarded sourdough starter. It turns into like a sort of fried crumpet thing. It was really good.
Looked amazing. Looked amazing. I was so hungry after that.
It was very tasty.
Anyway, enough about food. I'm hungry enough as it is. So, bringing us back into our game, Orwin Templeton, Brother Amos, and Otto von Niederschläger have made their way back into the Border Wood with Lady Argentia in tow to fulfil their end of the bargain they'd made with Captain Rokar of Rokar's Raiders. They got back to the High Sentinel Lodge, where they found a battle in progress between Rokar's Raiders and the Fey folk under the command of this mysterious Teb Knotten figure. And the party joined in. They helped the Raiders out and eventually defeated these icy creatures, one of which did escape through a window, presumably to warn Teb Knotten that fresh bodies had arrived in the fight, as it were. You took a moment to catch your breath. You spoke to Captain Rokar about your next steps, and he encouraged you to take the fight straight to the enemy and press on into the woods and destroy this Teb Knotten. He offered you a guide in the form of the half-orc known as Tenpenny, and he also presented you with a gift in the form of a quite a basic-looking longsword made from a material known as cold iron, which is rumoured to be particularly useful against the fairy folk. After that was handed over, you gathered your things, and Tenpenny began to lead the way out of the lodge and deeper into the forest. So, adventurers, what would you like to do?
Well, I think we should let Tenpenny lead us to the to Teb, where we believe Teb Knotten to be. I have something of a plan, which I did not want to share with Captain Rockar because I did not think he would like his end of it. But basically, we are now heading towards Teb Knotten's stronghold, are we not? Where he will be waiting in force. Now we know that Captain Rockar said that once Teb Knotten hears that his initial attack has been routed, that he will attack again in force. So my thinking is that perhaps if we can find somewhere to lay low, somewhere nearby, we can wait till he sends out the main body of his force to attack Captain Rockar, and that's when we go in and kill Teb Knotten. What do you think? Then we will not be.
Where are you saying this, Otto? Are you still in the lodge?
No. We are away from the lodge and into the woods.
Okay. Oh, so this is as you started heading out of the lodge.
Yes.
So in that case, we'll just rewind a tiny little bit. So you step out of the lodge, and kind of the snow flurries are starting to come down a little bit, and the 5 of you now, with Lady Argentia and Tenpenny, make your way gingerly across the bridge to the southwest of the lodge. It's tricky going, but as you're under no duress, the 5 of you manage to cross safely without falling off it. Although it looks rickety, it is quite sturdily made. But as mentioned, it is quite slippy from all the snow and the ice and stuff. So you have to take it slow to get across. But you do manage to do so, and Tenpenny starts to lead you deeper into the forest, which is about when you have this conversation.
And that's about when I reveal my. I present my strategy. But of course it's up for discussion, but I'm thinking we should not be trying to take on Teb Knotten and all his massed forces. We should wait until at least some of his forces have departed. But of course I did not want to say that to Captain Rockar because he will be on the receiving end of those forces. I don't think we are being devious or we are betraying Captain Rockar, because if we attack Teb Knotten in force and die, then Captain Rockar will be killed anyway. Our best chance of saving him is to wait until Teb Knotten deploys a second attack. If that's possible. That might not be possible, but I'm thinking that's we should be thinking along those lines.
I have 2 thoughts about this now. Now, Otto, we've really only known each other a few days.
It seems so much longer, my friend.
It does in so many ways. And I feel, though, in that short time, you've gotten to know me quite well.
Yes, I would say so.
What do you think I'm going to say to this?
Well, I'm a good judge of character. I think I know that you will be concerned that we are exposing Captain Rockar to it, but he's expecting an attack. So, but I know that you don't like it. I know you think we should try and save the day and stop everyone, but I'm not sure we can.
Well, it would sort of not be going against our word, because we didn't promise we wouldn't do that. But it's not really very honourable, is it?
Well, I disagree. I mean, we have already saved him. If we had not arrived when we did, he would be dead now.
Yes.
We have already held up our part of the bargain, and now we're going to kill Teb Knotten. If we, who knows what will happen when Teb Knotten dies? Will something happen to his forces and they will dissipate, or we don't know. But I think our best chance is to go straight for Teb Knotten.
Alwyn looks a little bit shocked. Says, "We're going to kill him? I mean, surely we can just try talking to him first." Perhaps I'm making assumptions here. Perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. Worth bearing in mind that Alwyn wasn't present when you had the conversation with Captain Rockar.
Yes, but I've just remembered that Captain Rockar said that no, the time for negotiation is finished. That attack was a step too fast. Now there can be no more talking. We must end this, and it is either he's dead or we're dead.
Well, with the best will in the world, he's a. And he'll say this very quietly so that Tenpenny can't hear. He's a bandit type. He's not exactly Mr. Trustworthy himself.
That is true, but even so, I do not feel we are betraying him in any way with this strategy. I think we're doing. The faster we can take out Teb Knotten, then the better. And the best way to do that is to have his forces diverted somewhere. So he's going to divert them when he launches a second attack on Captain Rocker, which will leave him vulnerable.
Okay, but what happens if this second attack is all of Teb Knotten's forces and Teb Knotten himself?
Then we will follow them. And when he's attacking the High Sentinel Lodge, he will be surprised to find a second force attacking his rear. That is my. That would be option B for me. That is my less preferred option. But yes, if Teb Knotten is himself leading the attack, then at least we can surprise him. We can have an element of he will be attacking the lodge, but he will not be expecting to be attacked from behind.
But I mean, he'd have to come past us. So...
Yes. But at least then he will be meeting all of our forces. If we try and intercept him on the way, we will be outnumbered and beaten, I fear. It is best when he's already attacking Captain Rocker, then we can attack from the rear and do an awful lot of damage before they've even realised we're there.
I see the logic. Which, for anyone who knows about Alwyn and his intelligence, should be worrying. What do you think, Brother Amos, as a man of the cloth?
I'm torn.
Your cloth is torn.
My cloth
You've
is
probably
torn.
got a sewing kit here somewhere.
I feel like we should forge ahead and confront Teb Knotten as quickly as possible.
But preferably not his entire force, because there is our force and there is his force. If we go head on, then he will be encountering half our force, which he can wipe out, and then he will go and mop up the other half.
So we go there. We don't go quite all the way there. We lie in wait till a load of beasts have gone past us, and then we dive in and say, "Aha! Yes, we'd like to talk to you."
We can say that, but then we kill him.
I'd like to try the talking thing first.
Oh no, we've made an arrangement with Captain Rocker. We must kill Teb Knotten.
What arrangement? What?
Yes, it is. That is what Captain Rocker.
I'm not an assassin, you know. I'm a healer.
Yeah, and a very good one as well. You're
Healing people and getting drunk. Sometimes, occasionally, killing people by trying to heal them, but you know it does. It's yeah. Anyway, what do you think, Lady Argentia?
I'm mostly along for the ride, you know. I'm following you. I don't wish to make the plans. I wish to just carry them out.
Well, all I'm saying is I don't think we should just attack a superior force head on.
There is wisdom in what Otto says, but As I say, this is your venture. I am just along to lend a sword.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's get there and see what the state of things is.
That is good thinking. Mine is only a plan in concept, really, because we do not know the lie of the land. I do not even know if it is possible.
I think yes. Let's hold off any decisions till we get there.
Reconnaissance, yes. No time is. Reconnaissance is never time wasted. Someone once said.
Okay. So you're continuing along the path with Tenpenny?
Yes.
Okay. So you're continuing for another couple of hours through the woods. Again, as noted, this trail that you're being led along, it's not as obvious as the trail that you'd kind of taken to get to the lodge. Seems that this particular route gets a lot less traffic than the one further out of the forest. Let's take a perception check from everybody just as you're walking along.
$16.
Natural 20, 25.
16.
Okay, good rolls all round. And yeah, actually, kind of as you're trudging along, you see that Tenpenny and Lady Argentia are kind of just making small talk. Tenpenny is actually quite admiring Lady Argentia's skill with the sword and sort of asking for a couple of pointers from her. And Lady Argentia is kind of taking her through the finer points of some of her stances that she uses. They're just kind of chatting in the distance. But the three of you kind of following behind. Almost at once, you notice off to the right-hand side, you notice what looks to be a bear trap, which is closed.
Closed with nothing in it.
With nothing in it, correct.
Oh, with something invisible. You remember these creatures, they go invisible. Alwyn will carefully approach the bear trap and run his hand over it to see if there's an invisible...
There is not. So as you wave your hand over it, you do notice that the bear trap is fully closed. What's your perception DC there, Alwyn?
15.
15, okay. So yeah, you don't notice anything caught in the trap, but you do notice that there appears to be quite fresh blood on the teeth of the trap.
Oh, is there a trail of blood leading anywhere?
Give me a perception roll.
22.
Yes,
rolling well tonight.
There is looks to be a trickle of blood leading off the path you're walking into the forest.
I'll point that out to the others and then set off following it.
Is that what we should be doing? I thought we have a mission here. Not to find some wounded animal.
Oh, it might be a person. Somebody might be injured.
It might be, and you are a kind-hearted man, Alwyn, but I think we need to concentrate on other things.
Won't take long. Alwyn will pop off, follow the trail.
Okay, so as you you have this exchange, Tenpenny kind of turns around and goes, "Hey, wait, where are you going?"
Yes, he's following a blood trail.
Oh, I see. Well, fine. Good to take a rest, I guess. We'll wait here.
Yes, we will wait here.
Plops his pack down along with his. Her pack down along with her weaponry. Kind of sits and just starts taking a breather.
Can I stealth after Alwyn?
You can give me a stealth check.
Just to keep him keep his back covered. Stealth. 22.
22. Okay, you feel hidden. Okay. So you're striding along, Olwyn, into the forest, following this blood trail. Brother Amos, what's your perception DC?
Perception 5.
5, okay. Yeah, so Olwyn, as you're striding forwards, you continue maybe 100 feet deeper into the forest following this blood trail, and you see kind of just poking up out of the snow, you see what looks to be another trap that has not been set off.
Okay. Does the trail of blood go through it, or does it go round it?
It goes around it.
Okay, I'll follow the same track as the blood.
Okay. Olwyn, Brother Amos, you are following Olwyn, and you also see this trap sticking out of the snow.
I'm going to keep following Alan.
Okay.
Just to again stay out of sight, but keep him
within sight. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, you continue actually into the forest for another couple of 100 feet, and Olwyn at the front. You start to hear something kind of. You're not sure. The trees are quite thick here, but you can hear something kind of a little way in front of you. It sounds like a scuffle, and it sounds like there is somebody shouting, "Help! Help! Help! Someone help!"
Draw the rapier and run in.
Okay, you rush forward.
I'm to save the day.
You rush towards the sounds of this voice, and as you come into like a small area without trees, you see the trail of blood kind of makes its way into this area, and you can see sort of lying on the ground is a man, human looking, sort of dressed in looks to be hunter's clothes of some kind, and you see that kind of on top of this man, attempting to kind of rip him apart, is a massive white weasel that has an injury on its hind left leg.
Does this man have a head?
He certainly appears to have a head.
Leap in and attack the weasel. I don't know how. My intention is to scare the weasel off rather than. I mean, I'll kill it if it comes to it, but
okay.
If I can try and scare it away first, that would be my preference.
Okay, sure. I'll tell you what. Yeah, so let's actually roll some initiative here, Stu.
Okay.
Because as you kind of come rushing towards it, you abandon all pretense of hiding, and it turns to face you as you come running towards it.
You know those good rolls I was doing.
All gone? All used up?
Yeah, all gone.
Excellent. That's all I like to hear.
12.
12 for Olwyn. Roll for them. Okay.
Is Amos rolling as well? Or?
Yeah, we'll roll for Amos. We'll say you're about a round behind Olwyn, so it'll take you a round of movement to get to where you are, Brother Amos. But if you do want to roll initiative, that'd be great.
Okay. What am I adding? 8?
It's perception.
Perception.
Perception, or you could. Well, Dom will tell me off if I'm wrong, but can he possibly use his stealth as well?
So I'll tell you what. That depends on your reaction to Olwyn. So, Brother Amos, you do see Olwyn sort of quicken his pace and draw his sword, dart off into the forest. Are you trying to stay hidden, or are you running off after him?
I'm gonna try and stay hidden, but I want to follow him.
Sure. So roll stealth for initiative then for me.
Okay. 18.
18. Nice. Okay, so just clear this stuff off my initiative tracker. So going first actually is going to be this weasel. It's about 40 feet away from you at this point, Olwyn. As you kind of run into this small clearing, and so the first thing it does is it plunges down onto this man with a bite attack. Ooh. Yeah, takes a big chunk out of his chest. You see there's quite a lot of blood comes spurting out, and you see that this man is getting kind of weaker and weaker. It's then going to sort of drop him on the ground and comes running towards you, Olwyn. Let me just check what his speed is. Yeah, so it comes running towards you, Olwyn. It's got just enough movement to get to you. And it swipes out at you with these quite sharp-looking claws. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
19 is exactly what it needed.
To know. Ooh, hello. That's going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
Ouch!
As it carves across your chest with its claws.
12 points of slashing damage.
Okay, it's going to be the end of its turn, though. That's all 3 actions. So we're round to Brother Amos, and as I say, you're a round's worth of movement to go and kind of get into this clearing.
Okay. I would like to draw and load my hand crossbow.
Okay. It's going to be 2 actions to do that.
Yep. And then fire it at the weasel.
Okay, so as I say, it's taken you most of a round to get into this space.
Okay.
So you can't get there, draw, load and fire.
Okay.
I'd say the most you can do is you can get there and you can draw your weapon.
How far away from it am I?
So you were sort of keeping behind Olwyn a little way, sort of just enough that you could see him. So from where you are on the edge of this clearing, you're about 50 feet away. Oh no, sorry. No, you're closer. You're about 50. You would have been 50 feet away, but it's run towards you. Yeah, Olwyn's about 10 feet in front of you, and the weasel is in front of Olwyn.
Okay. So my crossbow has a range of 60 foot.
Yes, but what I'm saying is you can't make your move to get there, draw your crossbow, load your crossbow, and fire the crossbow all in one action.
Okay. So I'll move in.
Yep.
And then draw my crossbow.
Sure. Okay. So we are now around to Olwyn.
Right, with a massive aggressive scream, which I won't actually do because we're going to retain some listeners.
Yes.
And an aggressive waving about of the hands and rapier, Olwyn is going to run towards the man on the ground.
Okay.
Am I right in thinking that's 2 actions to get to him?
Yes, it's going to be because he was about 40 feet from you.
Right. Third action, lay on hands.
Sure thing. He gets
sweeps back.
Yeah, looks considerably better after that.
Yeah, turn to face the weasel in a defensive manner.
Okay. Sure. So, end of your turn, Olwyn. It's going to be back round to the weasel. Does not appear to have seen you, Brother Amos. So it turns round, it runs back towards you, Orwin, and you see it lunges in for a bite. That's going to be not so good this time. 17 to hit.
No.
Okay, so it misses with the bite, lashes out again with the claws. No, that's going to be an 8 in total. So it lunges for you, and you just duck out the way.
Dang.
That ends its turn. It is Brother Amos.
Okay, so I will load my bow
Mm-hmm.
and fire it.
Okay, roll the attack.
1 plus 7 in total.
Is that a natural one by any chance?
Yeah.
Roll a d6 for me.
5.
Oops.
Okay. So,
Regular listeners will know what this means.
indeed.
Perhaps I should have stayed with Otto.
And let's see what your fate is, Brother Amos. Okay, so in this scenario, Brother Amos, you have drawn Phantom Wind, which means you take a -2 penalty to ranged attacks until the end of your next turn. So just as you go to fire this bolt, a freak breeze blows through the glade and catches you off guard, and you're unable to get a good focus with the bow.
Oh, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's far from the worst thing in that deck.
Could have killed Alwyn.
Yeah.
Phantom Wind. God.
Okay.
You've still got an action.
We've all
left,
suffered from that at some point.
I still have an action left, then I think I'm going to put the bow away and move in to
Okay.
help Alwyn.
Sure. Okay.
Up close and personal with the weasel.
Gotcha. So again, it's moved about 40 feet back towards Olwyn and this man on the floor. So you can probably get halfway towards it.
Okay.
Okay. End of your turn.
Yeah, end of my turn.
It is Olwyn.
First action, Olwyn is going to attempt battle medicine on the guy.
Battle medicine.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not terrible, but it's not good. 13.
13. Yeah, it's a fail, but not a critical fail.
Yep.
So nothing happens, thankfully.
Indeed. Second action, gonna poke the weasel with the rapier.
Okay. Roll the attack.
20.
Is a
Dirty
hit.
20.
Roll the damage there.
2 points of damage.
Okay. 2 points. You give it a nasty stick with the rapier.
Okay, and last action, I'll try and stick it again.
Okay.
17.
Is enough to hit. Roll the damage.
Oh, that's better. 6. 6 points of
Hey,
damage.
There we go. So 2 nasty stabs. You stab into this creature.
Pokey
yeah.
pokey.
It takes some nasty hits from that. It's already looking decidedly rough, decidedly ropey. The second strike kind of goes through its shoulder.
Scream. Run away, you bastard! Don't make me kill you. That's at the weasel.
Yeah. I got that. Okay, so Olwyn is the newest member of Peter. Anyway, end of your turn, Olwyn.
That's it.
Back to the weasel, which kind of turns round, snarls in your face. This is a very angry-looking beast, and it goes to bite you again, Olwyn. Dirty 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. Oh, you take another 11 points of damage as it bites into you.
Ouch.
No, sorry, not 11. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And it goes for a swipe with its claws. It's not so good. It's a 9. And the third one is worse. So yeah, it takes a nasty bite out of the Olwyn, and then goes for 2 strikes with its claws. But it seems that this wound you've put in its flank has made it kind of difficult for it to move its claws aggressively. That's the end of its turn. Brother Amos.
I will move up to the weasel.
Yep, it's one action.
And then use Flurry of Blows.
Okay, 2 attacks for me, please.
Presumably we're flanking now.
You could have been, yes, actually. That's fine.
10.
Brother Amos has enough movement to do that.
Okay.
So 10 to hit.
10, yeah, for the first one.
And second?
26.
26. With the minus 4?
22.
Cool. So the first one is a miss, but the second one is a hit, regardless. So the first time you strike it, you think you hit a vulnerable spot, but it's quite a muscly beast, despite its appearance. So with the second strike, you redouble your strike, and you push the fist more through it, and it is a hit. So roll damage on the second strike.
1.
Plus your strength.
Oh, what that was 4.
4 points of damage. Yeah, looking really unsteady on its feet. You've got an action left.
An action left. Okay, so I will powerfully fist it.
Okay, roll the attack.
18. And I need to take it. Do I need to deduct anything from that?
It's -8 because it's the third attack of the turn.
Okay, so 10 then.
It is also a miss, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you go in for a third strike, and it sort of turns and headbutts your fist, and you strike quite a bony part. You sort of shake your hand off. End of your turn, though, brother.
Yes, end of my turn.
It is Olwyn.
Okay. No, I can't find any reason in the rules why this wouldn't work, but I will bow to your knowledge. Can I perform battle medicine on myself?
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
Okay, that's the first thing I'd like to do then.
Okay.
With the cry of,
Don't
"Should have
do
brought
it,
some
Owen."
healing potions." Yeah.
Don't do it, Olwyn. You've got so much to live for.
Oh. 8.
Okay. It's a failure, but not a critical failure.
Okay. Yeah, should have brought some healing potions. Never mind, too late now. Pokey pokey with the rapier then.
Sure, roll the attack.
Dirty 20 for the first one.
Is a hit.
And
And actually, what's your strength or dex mod, whichever one you use for attacks, Stu?
0.
Okay. Continue.
4 points of damage.
Is just enough to bring it down. So tell me how you finish it off there, Olwyn.
Okay, so once it's distracted by Brother Amos punching it and headbutting fists and things, I'll just stick it in the kidneys from the back.
Okay, you do so. Sort of mildly surprised at Brother Amos suddenly appearing there because you hadn't seen him at all. Nevertheless, you are grateful, and you pirouette around the weasel and you pierce it with the rapier, and it snarls and whimpers for a moment and then slumps into the snow.
Thank you, Brother Amos. How big is this weasel? Because weasels are small and cute and fit down your trousers.
Oh, it's considered a medium creature, so it's the same size as you.
Right, so it's a big old weasel. Right. Talk to this chappie.
Oh, thank you, sirs. Thank you, sirs. Beast would have torn my throat out for sure. He would. Oh,
You're welcome. You must be Dryden Kepp, is that right?
and he burps. That was a burp, not a vomit.
Right. Yes.
Oi, Dryden Kepp's the name. How'd you know me? You got me a disadvantage, they say.
Yes, I recognised you because you've got a head.
And you see, he kind of nervously pats his head, and there's a sigh of relief. Oh, yes, right. I do have a head, don't I? Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. We were asked to keep an eye open for you by young lady, runs the shop, halfling lady.
By Jace. Oh, young Jace. Were worried about me, were she?
Oh yes, and seemingly. She was right to me.
She was. Well, no matter. I proved him right. See, we got the white weasel.
You did, and you can take the pelt back to prove your rightness.
I'm taking the whole thing, mate. They got to see how big this beauty is.
Do you think you'll be able to make it back all right on your own?
I think I can manage. And he burps again. Yeah, you can see he looks a little bit intoxicated, Stu. Owen, sorry.
Yes.
I knows these woods. I've been wandering for years. I have.
Are you a follower of Caden Kalian as well?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm a follower, sir, but I do pray to Kalian once in a while, if you know what I mean. And he taps his nose and gives you a very unsubtle wink.
Yes. I got the hip flask out and raise a toast to Caden Kalian with him.
Oh, very kind, sir. Very kind.
You're welcome. This is my friend Brother Amos, who's a man of Taunton cloth.
Especially
Brother Amos, eh? Good.
Yes.
Good to meet you, Dryden Kepp, chief hunter for the town of Eldrin. I dare say you've heard of me already.
Yes, I've heard your name mentioned.
That's good to hear, and he seems very pleased at this revelation.
How are you feeling?
My feeling? Well, I were looking a bit ropey there for a second, but your friend, sorry,
Alwyn.
sir.
Alwyn.
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 Nice to meet you. Yeah, he seems to have done patched me up right good. He has.
I think you should take your weasel and get back to safety. Things aren't normal around here.
I'm going to. You see, I've got no reason to stay here now. I've got what I came for. They all said I was mad back in the village. I'll show them when I wander back in with this beauty.
Yes, go and show them your weasel.
That sounds so much like a euphemism.
Well, thank you, sirs. Thank you. Afraid I've got nothing to pay you with aside from me thanks.
Oh no! It's only right that we do the good deed.
Well,
Yes,
good to know.
payment won't be necessary.
Well, thank you. Yeah, all right then. Thanks very much. I'll maybe we'll see you back in Eldrin, eh? You can find Dryden Kepp when you want to pray to Kalian. Pray to Kalian.
Will do. Have a safe journey.
I will. And he sort of stands up. Seems to get a bit of a head rush. No. I think it were that way. And he sort of waggles his hand around. Yeah, that way's back to Eldrin, I'm sure of it.
Can Alwyn take an intelligence check to see if that seems about right?
Yes. You can either give me intelligence or survival, your choice.
I'll go with intelligence because it's funnier. Oh, and I've rolled a 2, so that's a score of 0.
Yeah, you're not too sure. You've been twisting around a little bit in the forest.
Yes, you're an expert hunter. You'd know these things.
Indeed, I am, sir. Thank you for recognising me. And thanks again for the assist. I'll be sure to tell folks you helped me out. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And he hoiks this this weasel up on his shoulders and starts stumbling back into the trees.
Well, we should go back to Otto.
Yes, I think I'm going to need a bit of a good sit down.
Okay.
I'm not feeling
Sounds like a good
well.
idea.
As you're leaving the clearing, you hear in the direction that Dryden has just left. You hear a clang, followed by son of a ow!
Okay, gonna run after him. Stu thinks he knows what's happened, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Gotta run after him.
you turn round and about 20 feet into the tree line, you find Dryden Kepp sort of lying on the ground with his leg stuck in a bear trap.
I'll prise it open.
Okay.
I'll try to prise it open.
Thank you again, kind sir. Thank you again. Oh, sorry, I knew I left one more of these around somewhere.
Yes, watch those. They're bloody things all over the place. Don't know who put them there, bastards, whoever they are.
Well, I think that were me. You see, I was trying to catch this weasel. Did catch it as well, but as you saw, it managed to get out. It were a bit bigger than I was expecting.
Oh, well, you want to be careful. People might hurt themselves.
All right, yes, noted. Thank you. Well, and he kind of waves his hand around again. I think that was the last one. But I'll keep my eye out now. Don't you worry. And he taps his nose and gives you another very unsubtle wink.
Okay.
And I'll say a prayer for you. You'll need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Safe journey now. And he staggers
Bye.
off back into the forest. Interesting to note, he now starts walking in a different direction than he was moving in the first place.
And he was never seen again. Right. Alwyn is going to let Brother Amos lead him back to where they were.
I will lead us back.
That's probably a good idea.
And it's easy enough to do. You quite quickly pick up the blood trail that the weasel had left. The red shines quite brightly on the snow, and you're able to quite easily follow the trail back to the path. Well, you see, and as you break through the trees, Tenpenny kind of looks at you all and says, I wonder what was taking you so long. We were thinking about moving on without you.
We had a run-in with a weasel and an idiot.
I see.
Don't you call me an idiot?
I was on about the other fella.
Weasel.
Oh. Yes, he was a little bit, yes. Not the brightest tool in the box.
I see. Interesting. Right, well,
Says the man who went running off into a forest full of bear traps.
To help him. And do you know what the idiot did? He stood on one of his own bear traps.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, you're lucky you did not tread on one.
I'm smarter than the average bear.
well, you folks done dawdling in the forest?
I could really do with a good sit down.
All right. Well, now
I'm
you mention it, you
I'm
do
a bit
look
poorly. Yes, I'm a bit poorly.
You do look a bit peaky. Tell you what, we've only got maybe another hour of daylight. Do you wish to camp here for the evening, or should we press on?
Is camping overnight part of the thing? Is it going to take us that long to get there, or?
Well, we've got another couple of hours of what? Well, say maybe an hour and a half until we find creepy hut the captain mentioned. Then beyond that, it's another 2 or 3 hours to the place where Teb Knotten's holed up.
Can you find it in the dark?
I mean, I
10
probably could, but
Probably.
You look like you've been walking all day already in the fight. You must be getting tired by now, surely.
Yes, I'm just thinking.
I think camp is a good idea.
I mean, we can push on if you'd like, but if you get tired and fall over, it's really your problem.
Well, I'm thinking there are certain advantages to arriving at Teb Knotten under cover of night, but then there is a great disadvantage to arriving at Teb Knotten too tired to do anything about it.
Indeed. Well, it's up to you. What you want to do?
It is a dilemma.
I think. Do you know what? I think they'll probably be expecting us to come under cover of night. I don't think they'll be expecting us to come under cover of daylight.
No, because that would be stupid.
Exactly.
We attack at dawn under cover of daylight. Daylight? Yes, it's the last thing they'll expect.
I mean, I like the way you think.
Oh yeah, so what are you guys doing? Are you pushing on, or are you setting up for the evening?
It's been a long day. Perhaps we should rest.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, rest it is.
But if Teb Knotten was to launch an attack at night, would they come this way? Would we be right in their path here?
Difficult to say. I've not. We don't really know what their movements are this side of the river. It's possible, but I don't know.
Then I suggest we perhaps move into the woods a little bit. Be careful of bear traps, just to conceal ourselves.
All right,
There's a nice clearing not far away.
That's a sound idea. All right. Do you think you know the way to it?
There's a trail of blood leading there.
There's another one leading out of there now.
Trail of blood, you say? Okay, well,
Yeah.
sounds like it'll be nice and easy to find.
And Brother Amos will roll his eyes and just start walking into the forest.
Actually, do you know what, Tenpenny? That's a very good point. Should we perhaps cover our tracks as we head into the forest so that we can't be tracked in?
Yeah, can hurt to do so.
Hide the blood and the footprints and that.
Perhaps we could.
sure.
Yes, I'm also thinking we should take the bear trap and any others we find along the way and make ourselves a little perimeter, an extra line of defence.
That's a good idea.
Oh, yes, it's a very good idea.
Okay, well, you seem to know where you're going. Lead the way.
And I will lead the way.
Okay, so you make your way back to the clearing where you'd fought the weasel, making sure to pick up this extra bear trap along the way, and you find yourselves back there within a couple of minutes. How are you disguising your tracks?
Well, presumably there's snow, so by moving the snow so that there aren't footprints or blood showing.
Okay, sure thing.
I don't think we really can. We can't make it look like virgin snow.
But okay, I'll tell you what. Whoever wants to lead on this, if you can give me a survival check, please.
Would that be our win?
I'll try a survival.
Okay.
21. No, 23.
23. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ow.
So the five of you make your way into the forest. Otto taking a second to kind of lag behind each time, and there's a there's a little burst of flame as you take a few steps, and you turn around and you see that Otto is using repeated castings of produced flame to just melt the snow around where you're passing. Seems to be doing quite a good job. Certainly walking past it, you might not suspect that anything had been through this way. But you certainly feel like you're doing a good job of disguising your tracks.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad I thought of that.
Okay, so you made it to this clearing. Otto has quite artfully disguised your tracks behind you. You feel confident that they're hidden from anyone traversing the path that you were, and you begin setting up your watch for your camp for the evening. Tenpenny sort of pipes up and says, "Hey, if you guys want to get some sleep, I'm happy to take the first watch."
I'll take first watch.
Okay, if you insist.
I'll take second watch.
Tenpenny, you can take third watch. I'll take fourth.
Alright, that sounds good to me. Okay. Wake me up if you need anything.
Is Lady Argentia taking a watch as well?
She'll take final watch.
I mean, she doesn't need to across the 8 hours with the 4 of you. Between 4 of you, you can do it. Unless you want to have 5 watches and just do a short one each.
No, we'll have 4. 2 hours is about right.
Okay. What Alwyn would like to do before going to bed is take his 10 minutes to refocus, cast Lay on Hands on himself to get 6 hit points back, and then at the end of his watch before going back to bed he'd like to do the same again.
Sure, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So probably need to come up with a metric as to how much of your hip flask is using every time. But yeah, it's fine for the moment.
I did make a point of refilling it when we were back.
Yeah. I know. I'm just thinking kind of going forward. But,
okay, yeah.
So yeah, you can absolutely do that for now.
How many sips in a hip flask?
This I might have to experiment with this myself and see. I'll give you an answer for the next record.
Yes. It might be a slurry answer, but yeah.
And tell me,
how big's the hip flask?
jumbo size.
You can get some truly ridiculous hip flasks. If you're familiar with Critical Role at all, one of the actors, Sam Riegel, it's kind of been a gag for the whole of this campaign. He's had this hip flask because he's been playing a goblin for most of it, and he had this oversized hip flask to kind of compensate for him playing a goblin, and the hip flask has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it is about the size of his torso. Anyway, that's a little digression there. Anyway, so your watches. So Otto, you were taking first watch?
I was taking first watch.
Yes. Amos was taking first watch.
Amos.
Sorry.
I will set the bear traps. How many do we have? Is it 2 or 3?
You have. I mean, if you retrieve the one that Dryden walked into, you will have 3.
Yes. So we have 3. So I will set them at anywhere where it's easy to access the clearing. Any open approaches.
Sure. Are you setting all 3 in the same place, or are you setting them kind of equidistant apart?
Equidistant apart. Anywhere where it looks like someone could come through between the bushes, between the undergrowth. I'll bury a trap there.
Sure. Easy enough to do. The snow's quite loose. You can pack it on the floor and stuff. And you set these 3 bear traps.
And far enough away that if anyone wants to go up in the night to relieve themselves, they'll have to walk some distance before they walk into one.
Yeah, easy enough to do. And so you set these bear traps. You all settle down for your evening. Brother Amos, you're taking the first watch.
Mm-hmm.
As your watch progresses, you feel this biting wind blowing through the clearing. Are we still doing the same cloak distribution as you were doing beforehand? So the person who's on watch is with a regular cloak?
Can do, yeah.
Sure, okay.
it made sense before.
Okay. Yeah, Brother Amos, you watch. You see that the sky tonight is quite clear. You can see quite a lot of stars actually. Sort of the crescent of a waning moon, glinting in the night sky. And it's this part of the forest is it's very, very peaceful, very, very quiet. There doesn't seem to be as much wildlife activity as there was further towards the edge. And you do hear a couple of wolves howling off in the far distance. You kind of just hear the echo of their howls. But other than that, your watch is uneventful, and you rouse Olwyn for his watch. And Olwyn, your watch proceeds in much the same fashion, eerily quiet. You do hear the bushes rustling at one point, and you look up and you see what appears to be a deer just breaking the line of the trees. The deer sees the fire, sees you, freezes, and then as you look away for just a second, it turns and bolts back into the forest.
Did it have a cloak on it?
I'll tell you what, give me a perception check.
22.
It did not have a cloak on it.
Oh well, probably wasn't a talking deer either.
So your watch comes to an end. You refocus and cast Lay on Hands on yourself again, and you rouse Tenpenny to take her watch. Okay. And as the rest of you are sleeping, Tenpenny shakes you awake, Olwyn. You sort of see the half-orc staring down at you, and she just says, "Wake up! One of the traps just sprung."
Oh, right. Let's get everyone else up, and we'll start waking people up, telling them, and draw the rapier ready.
Okay. So the rest of you rouse, and just as you're coming to consciousness, you see Tenpenny starts sort of moving softly towards the trap that's sprung, and the rest of you see looks to be an arrow of some kind come out of nowhere and goes straight through Tenpenny's neck. And that is where we're going to end it for this session.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Fiegel Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com. Editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Not an animal.
I thought maybe it'd be the hunter again.
Maybe it is.
Still lost.
Still lost.
A danger to himself and others.